project is in a physics honors class. They put themselves into groups, and each group was to select a sport first that includes a projectile, and then within that sport, a two-dimensional motion that they feel could be improved. First, they analyze the motion as it is in their normal activity in doing that sport. Usually they'll pick a sport that they're familiar with, that they already do. And so they do the motion, they have to videotape it, analyze it mathematically, what's the maximum height, the maximum distance. Then the thought process comes in, how are we going to improve this, and how do we measure improvement? Is improvement that the distance is longer, or that it goes higher, or is it more accurate? And then they have to find formulas that fit those particular criteria so that they can measure improvement. After they have come up with that criteria, then they actually perform the experiment. And so you'll see some groups in the gymnasium today actually performing their experiment. You'll see some groups that are doing research, trying to find out what other improvements have been done before. Is this really an improvement? Historically, how has this sport evolved? That sort of thing. The groups that you will see today, one group will be doing research, which they'll be citing textual information. They'll be critically analyzing textual information as well. The groups that are doing a presentation will be working with multimedia. They will have made videos that they are putting into their presentation. Some of the videos they're actually using as part of their analysis, where they use the video to make their measurements. And so that part of the media will be the multimedia aspect of the New Illinois Learning Standards will be put into play there. This project in particular draws on a lot of their English language arts skills, the research component, and you can tell students who are experienced in research, they know right where to go, they know some really good resources, but also their writing skills, because they have to be able to put together this presentation and have enough information. They have to have enough background to show the person, their audience, what that sport is that they're researching, and give them enough background so that they feel comfortable with what is being tested here. And those English language arts skills that they've learned in other classes are easily transferred into the science class, and it's just part of the entire project. It's as important as doing the actual experiment. Being able to relay your results to an audience is as important as getting the results.
Right now in physics class, we're doing a project where we take the skills and the concepts we've learned in physics, like the formulas and the different concepts, and applying them to real world situations. So my group is figuring out how we can kick a soccer ball, what the most effective angle to kick a soccer ball is to make it go the highest.
One of the aspects that I struggled with when I first started these types of projects was giving the students room to make their own decisions, make their own mistakes, and stand back and let them do that work. That's hard to do when you're used to a traditional classroom setting, but it works, and it will work in your classroom. Students want that challenge, and they'll rise to that challenge if you just give them a little bit of room to fail and wait for them to come to you and ask you, what do I do about this problem? The biggest challenge that students find is once they have selected the sport, that's usually pretty easy. They usually have an idea of the motion that they want to analyze. But what is a measurable way to measure improvement? What do we consider improvement? Is accuracy, is distance? And then once they have picked that certain criteria, how are we going to measure that? How do you physically measure that? and how many repetitions do we need to use, and then to sit down and analyze and compare. And sometimes they're really disappointed because they expect, great results, and it really wasn't that much of an improvement. But that's part of science too. Here, okay, and so that stayed the same all the time.
45 minutes.
Okay.
And it got closer when I was at 45 because it hit off like that.
And that kind of, remember when we did the rocket, they said the optimum was 45 degrees, too shallow or too, gives you those kind of outer bound ones. Okay, awesome.
I love seeing that kind of full circle of learning, like understanding a concept in the classroom and then applying it to a real world situation and then evaluating that and seeing, oh, we got this answer, but I think if we used a different number or if we kicked it at a different angle, then we could get a better result. And I think that evaluating part is so important for the future and for outside of school, and I love that we're using that in this project.
We use Edmodo kind of as our communications device between student and teachers, and we can get a conversation going there, and we try to come to some type of a solution with that problem together as a group. So we'll get a conversation going on Edmodo between everyone in the group. What do you think about this? How do you think this would work? And try to work it out as a group, not just me, okay, this is your fix right here. And see if they can come up with a solution, because many times their solution's better than mine.
Expert thing? Well, if you can either explain and demonstrate to them what your improvement is, and that would be fine. Or you can wait till you have like target PowerPoint done and you show it to them. But if you feel comfortable,
we have a rubric for the final product that has each component broken down into so many points. And so when they give their presentation, each aspect is worth a certain amount of points, and then whether they were able to contact an expert and all that sort of thing. But on a daily basis, those exit slips and just my observation, I try to see, are they making progress? Are they moving forward? Do they have concerns? And just kind of do a daily assessment each day as I read through those exit slips. They're able to take more ownership of their learning because they have more choices about what it is that they're learning or how they're learning it. And they also have a deeper understanding. We go deeper, like we've already studied projectiles. We've already studied two-dimensional motion. We could have quit two-dimensional motion right here and been done with it and moved on to the next. But with this project, it's going to instill two-dimensional motion and projectiles in them like they'll never forget it.
Just because we're doing the project in athletics, I think a lot of people have never even thought that it could apply to athletics, so that opens up a whole new understanding of, wow, this does apply to my life. When I'm driving in a car, the angles that I'm driving at, and when I'm in a plane, the angles that I'm going and the velocity and how that affects my life. And I think that just the act of thinking and evaluating real-world situations of things you learn inside the classroom is just a really valuable tool to have.
Education has changed so much in the years that I've been teaching, but it's an exciting change. And I think I see the kids becoming better learners the way that we're teaching now. They've always learned. I mean, students will learn, but more students are excited about learning now and excited about the things that they're doing. And I find that very fulfilling. It's awesome.